folks. If you've experienced similar situations or know someone around you who has, write them in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and share to support us for more of these stories. So, what if someone you killed in your lifetime came back to target you? Here's the most terrifying experience of a 15-year veteran sniper. Sergeant Marcus "Ghost" Thompson, 34 years old, was one of the United States Army's most elite snipers. His code name, Ghost, was given to him for his ability to neutralize targets without being seen or heard. In his 15-year career, he had 127 confirmed target eliminations, each one recorded, each one in his memory. Marcus came from a small farming town in Oklahoma. He had been a perfect marksman since childhood. His father taught him to use a hunting rifle when he was 8 years old. During high school, he won first place in local shooting competitions and could hit targets at 1,000 meters in the 12 o'clock position. After joining the Army in 2004, he completed Army Sniper School, then received Rangers and Special Forces training. He served his first tour in Iraq in 2006, later in Afghanistan, Syria, and various classified operations. Marcus's specialty wasn't just perfect marksmanship ability. His psychological endurance was also very high. Most snipers would experience psychological breakdown after being alone for long periods or after neutralizing too many targets. But Marcus was never affected, or so he thought. He carefully recorded each target: date, time, distance, meteorological conditions, target's identity, everything. This wasn't just a professional habit, but also a method of protecting his own mental health. If you don't remember the people you killed, they forget you. In March 2019, Marcus was assigned to participate in an operation in northern Syria. The mission was to neutralize one of the ISIS leaders. Target: Abu Malik al-Raqqa, classified as a high-value target, responsible for numerous civilian massacres. The operation area was a small town 30 kilometers north of Aleppo. Marcus and his spotter, Sergeant Jimmy Rodriguez, took position in an abandoned building on a hill outside the town. The target building was 1.2 kilometers away. Marcus was using a modified M24 sniper weapon system. This rifle fired 300 Winchester Magnum ammunition and had an effective range of 1.5 kilometers. The rifle had a Night Force 5.5 to 22 by 56 scope. Marcus had been working with this system for 15 years and knew every part of it. Nothing happened on the first day of the operation. There was movement in the target building, but Abu Malik wasn't visible. The second day passed the same way. Marcus was patient. Good sniper always waits. On the third day afternoon, Marcus was scanning the target building through his scope. He noticed movement in the second-floor window. He maximized the zoom. It was Abu Malik. There was a clear shot. Marcus brought his rifle to stable position. He performed breath control, wind calculation. 3 miles per hour from the left, distance 1,247 meters. He prepared for trigger squeeze. Just then, something strange happened. In the target building, 1 floor above the window, where Abu Malik was located, he saw movement in another window. He turned his scope in that direction. There was another sniper there, and that sniper was targeting Marcus. Marcus immediately whispered to his spotter, "Jimmy, 3 o'clock, upper floor." Counter-sniper. Jimmy looked through binoculars. "Copy that. I can't see him, but—" "Wait. Marcus, this is weird." "What's weird?" "The figure in that window seems like—" "I don't know. Looks transparent." Marcus looked through his scope again. The counter-sniper was still there, but Jimmy was right. He seemed slightly transparent. He couldn't see his face clearly, but it seemed familiar. I can see ghosts, Marcus thought. But this was impossible. He only used that term for himself. He could see the reflection of the counter-sniper's scope directly pointed at him. This was a Mexican standoff situation. Both were targeting each other. Marcus increased the zoom even more. He wanted to see the counter-sniper's face, and when he saw it, his world turned upside down. The person there was Adam Petrov. Adam Petrov was a Russian Wagner Group sniper whom Marcus had killed in Afghanistan in 2014. He remembered that day in every detail. Helmand Province, distance 987 meters, single shot, headshot. He had seen Petrov's body with his own eyes, but now he was there, targeting Marcus and smiling. Marcus's hands began to shake. This was impossible. Petrov was dead 5 years ago. "Jimmy," he whispered, "can you describe that person?" Jimmy looked through binoculars again. "Marcus, I can't see anyone in that window." "What do you mean you can't see anyone? Right there, Russian sniper." "Bro, that window is empty. There's nothing there." Marcus looked through his scope again. Petrov was still there, still smiling, and still targeting him. At that moment, Marcus's radio crackled. "Ghost, this is Overwatch. Status report." Marcus opened the radio. "Overwatch, Ghost. We have enemy sniper in target building, requesting permission to engage." "Ghost, we don't see any enemy sniper on thermal. Are you sure?" Marcus opened his thermal scope. He scanned the target building. There was no heat signature. But when he looked through the scope, Petrov was still there. "Jimmy, do you see anything on thermal?" "Negative, Marcus. Thermal clean." Marcus was confused. How could this be? He could see clearly through the scope, but invisible on thermal. Jimmy couldn't see him either. At that moment, Petrov moved. He adjusted his rifle. Marcus understood from his trigger finger position. He was preparing to fire. Marcus immediately aimed his own rifle at Petrov. Crosshairs right in the center of his head, just like 5 years ago. But this time, something different happened. Petrov spoke. Marcus could hear him. "Hello, Marcus?" "Miss me?" The voice was coming from inside his head. Not from radio, not from scope. Directly to his brain. "Remember Helmand Province? You put bullet in my head. Now is my turn." Marcus's heart began beating wildly. He had never panicked in 15 years, but now he was completely losing control. "You killed me, Marcus, but I never left. I have been watching you, waiting." Jimmy noticed Marcus's condition. "Bro, are you okay? You're breathing heavily." Marcus couldn't answer. He made eye contact with Petrov. Those dead eyes, exactly as he had seen 5 years ago. "Jimmy," he whispered, "do you see Abu Malik?" "Yeah, still on second floor. Clean shot available." "Shoot him, now." "What? Aren't you taking the shot?" "Shoot him now." Jimmy was surprised, but completed the primary mission. He neutralized Abu Malik with his own rifle. "Target down," Jimmy said. "Why didn't you shoot?" Marcus looked at Petrov through his scope again. He was still there, but he wasn't smiling anymore. "Your mission complete, Marcus, but mine just beginning." At that moment, Marcus's radio rang. "Ghost, good job. RTB, return to base." Marcus collected his equipment, but didn't take his eyes off Petrov. The last time he looked, Petrov was waving at him. When they returned to base, Marcus didn't report the situation. Who would believe it? If he said he saw a dead enemy sniper, he would be sent for psychological evaluation. But the story didn't end there. The next night, while Marcus was sleeping in his tent, he began having strange dreams. Petrov was in his dream, each time in a different location. Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. every place Marcus had served before. I know all your positions, Marcus. I have been watching. The dreams were so realistic that Marcus couldn't be sure if he was awake or asleep. On the third night, while Marcus was on guard duty, he detected movement on the base perimeter. When he looked with night vision, he saw a figure in the distance. It was Petrov. Marcus immediately called backup. "We have perimeter breach, Sector 7. The QRF team came but found nothing. No footprints, no thermal signature. "False alarm," they said. "Probably wild animal." But Marcus knew Petrov was there. During the following weeks, Marcus began seeing Petrov everywhere. On missions, at base, even in the shower. Always saying the same thing. Soon, Marcus. Very soon, Marcus's performance began to decline. Shot accuracy decreased. He was having concentration problems. His team leader talked to Marcus. "Ghost, everything okay?" "You seem distracted." "I'm fine, sir. Just tired." "Maybe you need some R&R? You've been deployed for 8 months." Marcus was sent on leave. He returned to America. But Petrov followed him. At his home in Oklahoma, Marcus found Petrov sitting in the living room. "Welcome home, Marcus." This time, Petrov appeared very clearly. Not transparent at all. He looked real. "What do you want from me?" "Justice, Marcus. You took my life. Now I take yours. You were enemy combatant. It was war. War never ends, Marcus. Not for people like us." Marcus ran to get his rifle, but Petrov had disappeared. After that night, Marcus couldn't sleep. He saw Petrov every night. Sometimes at the window, sometimes beside the bed, sometimes in the bathroom mirror. Marcus decided to get psychological help. He met with Dr. Sarah Chen at the VA hospital. "PTSD symptoms," the doctor said. "Guilt manifestation. You're seeing representations of your actions." "But I don't feel guilty. It was my job." "Subconscious guilt is different, Marcus. Your mind is processing 15 years of killing." Marcus started medication, anti-anxiety, antidepressants. It worked for a while. Petrov didn't appear. But 3 months later, Marcus received a new mission. Classified operation. High priority target. Marcus thought, maybe returning to the field would be good. To get away from Petrov. The new mission was in Syria. Different location, different target. But when Marcus took position, he was shocked. Exact same building. Exact same position. The place where he had seen Petrov 3 months ago. And in that window, Petrov was waiting. "Welcome back, Marcus." This time, it was different. Petrov was using Marcus's exact same rifle. M24 sniper weapon system, replicas of Marcus's own equipment. "Now we finish what we started." Marcus looked at his spotter. New guy, not Rodriguez. Corporal Anderson. "Anderson, 3 o'clock. Enemy sniper." Anderson looked. "I don't see anything, Sarge." Marcus opened thermal. Clean. But Petrov was still there. "You can't escape me, Marcus. I am part of you now." Marcus realized. Petrov wasn't real. His own mind's projection. The guilt, fear, consequences of the people he had killed over 15 years. But the realization came too late, because as Marcus put his finger on the trigger, Petrov did the same thing. 2 snipers fired simultaneously. Marcus's bullet hit Petrov. Petrov disappeared. But Petrov's bullet also hit Marcus. Anderson saw Marcus collapse. "Medic! Sniper down!" While Marcus was bleeding out, he saw his last hallucination. Petrov was standing beside him. "Now we are even." Marcus. Marcus survived. The bullet had entered through his shoulder, but his sniper career was over. Due to nerve damage, he couldn't make steady aim anymore. He retired, returned to Oklahoma. But he never saw Petrov again, because now the account was settled. Marcus now works at a local gun shop. He teaches marksmanship to young hunters. He never tells war stories. But sometimes, on very quiet days, he claims to hear distant rifle shots. And every time he hears them, he whispers, "Even